Good to see everybody in the chat. We got people calling in, dialing in, zooming in from all over the world. So it's so great to see you. Matter of fact, let me open up my chat. Let me see, where are y'all at? How's everybody doing? We got New York City, we got UK, we got Colorado, Idaho, Boise in the house, Africa in the house, Greece is here, Budapest, San Antonio, Atlanta, Georgia. My brother Israel and Oz out in Michael and Oz out in Israel, Philadelphia. Listen, we are so excited for you to be here this morning, this evening, this afternoon. I'm here in Hawaii, Micaiah York, one of your co-founders and chief growth officers. And today is a special day. We have been preparing for this moment to be able to release the full and complete compensation plan. And so if you are excited to see some numbers, let's throw some fire emojis, some 888, some 777s. Let's throw them in the chat. Today's going to be a jam-packed day. And so what we're going to do, I want you just to take one last second, 15 seconds, and send out a last-minute text. We got a lot of people joining, and we still got a lot of people coming in. Send a last-minute text out to your group, to your WhatsApps, to your WeChats, to your iMessengers, to your Facebook messengers. Write a letter, throw it in the sky, give it to a pigeon. Let's get as many people on today as we possibly can. We will have a recording. Also, if you click the captions button down at the bottom of your screen on the Zoom link, on the Zoom page here, you should be able to get your local language captioned for you there. Okay, and so we're excited to have that new feature. And so let's jump right into it. I'm going to get myself right out of the way. We have two speakers here for you. We have our other co-founder and chief visionary officer, Jefferson Santos, who is going to jump straight into the numbers. We're going to talk about exactly what does it look like to make some money here at DreamTrips, how much money you can make on a monthly basis. And he's going to lay down the ground roots, the foundation of this compensation plan for you as we creep into our pre-launch. We're technically just about 6 days away from this pre-launch. So we're so excited. We're so excited to be able to deliver to you what you've been waiting for. You're going to love this branding. And then after Jefferson is done, we're going to bring on our CEO, Mark Smith, and owner of DreamTrips, and he's going to break down the full comp plan booklet. So you'll be able to see the full booklet, all the rules, and then we will end it with some Q&A. And so you want to stay till the very end because myself, Jefferson and Mark will come on live stream together. We'll have some fun. We'll answer as many questions as you have so that way we can go into this free launch with some momentum. And so if you're ready, put "I'm ready" in the chat for no other than the very first DreamTrips member. This guy has sold more travel than anybody in this entire industry. He's got a heart of gold. He's a leader of leaders. And I personally just have so much respect for this man. And so Jefferson Santos, co-founder, chief visionary officer, brother, I'm going to throw it over to you. Take it away.
Awesome, Micaiah. Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? It's exciting to be here today on this compensation plan reveal. And I've been talking to Mark and Micaiah a lot over the last 24 hours. They've been staying up. I don't know how much. I don't think you guys have slept yet. But when you see the compensation plan booklet after my part, it's the sexiest, coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it's amazing. But what I want to do here real quick is I want to take a second and I want you to look at your phone. What date is it? Okay, we got November 1st. Okay, it's a whole new month, November 1st, 2025. And this is a time in history. This is the time you're going to see a compensation plan that's built for you, that's built for the future, that's built for your people, that's built to last a long for decades and decades and decades. Okay, but also put you on trips. Put not just food on the table, but food for a lot of families, other people's tables, building schools, all the things we want to do with your life for yourself, your dreams, but also enough money to help other people achieve their dreams. And so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to give the big picture. I'm going to get into how many people left and right does it make you? Okay, how much money does it make you initially? How much money does it make you residually? How many bonuses do you get? And how many travel dollars do you get every month based on each rank? Left and right counts. I'm going to break it all down and bring you through all that, okay? And then I'm going to talk about going 10K. And then after that, I'll take about 10 minutes or so, 7 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to pass it over to Mark. Just let you guys know. So we're going to start 30,000 foot view. Then we're going to go down into the details, and then we'll wrap up today with the Q&A. All right. So it's good to see everybody, man. I got people, literally texts just blowing up this whole morning. Just people excited, couldn't sleep or whatever. All right, let's get into this thing. All right. So there you go. You can see earned rank, initial binary. This is all founders right here. It's just really simple to do that. I know most of you are going to do the founders. I know there's some of you, you're still trying to get your money together, ready for the upgrade in about 6 or 7 days. And so, but that's what these numbers are about. All right. So 2 left, 2 right. That's Traveler 1K. All right. That's going to make you $600. Really, really simple. Jefferson, how do I make my money back? Go 2 left, 2 right. Let's go make your money back, right? Okay. That's going to make you a little bit of residual. Okay. But you get a $50 a month rank maintenance bonus too. Okay, you don't get any travel dollars yet. That's Traveler 1K. All right. Now, this next line here is the reorders, piling up to Traveler 5K, and then what that makes you. Okay, so Traveler 5K, initial binary is $759 from all the binary commissions. Okay, your reorders $372, okay, for the month. Get a rank cash maintenance. This is cash bonus. $150 a month in addition to your binary pay and your residual, and 200 travel dollars a month. Okay, so when you're a Traveler 5K, you're getting money on top of money and then travel dollars every single month. Okay, now this next rank is a rank that each and every one of you can definitely achieve. Okay, especially with all the work you've done in the last 3.5, 4 weeks. All right, so Traveler 10K, watch this. Okay. $1,500 in binary pay. You're making $745 a month residually. When you add that to the cash rank maintenance bonus, that's basically $1,000 a month residual cash and 300 travel dollars a month. That is nuts, because if you put 300 times 4 months, that's 1,200 travel dollars that are unrestricted. You can use on airfare, DreamTrips, combine it with DreamTrip points, all of that. So literally you can earn a trip every 4 months. That is crazy. Okay, so not only cash, but travel dollars. Then it gets better. Okay, let's go to Voyager 25K. Okay, $3,800 in binary pay, almost $2,000 in residual. Okay, and then an additional $500 in residual to rank maintenance bonus, $500 a month in travel dollars. That is, you can pretty much fly anywhere for $500, especially in the US, definitely throughout Europe and Asia, right? Now to go across oceans, I mean, it's a little tough to do it for $500, but look at that. This is where you can see the light at the end of the tunnel for full time. And this, you can see now, you can earn a trip every couple of months. You literally, with just at Voyager 25K, you could take a trip you could take 6 trips a year. Okay. If you add the founders to it, that would be 7. All right. Look at this. Here we go. Voyager 50K. This is where a lot of you could start looking at full time here. 7,600 in binary. Okay. 37, almost $3,800 in residual. Then you add 1,000 more on the rank maintenance monthly bonus. So you're looking at almost 5,000 residual right there. Okay. Travel dollars, 1,000 travel dollars a month. If you're in Europe, that's a dream trip every month. At Voyager 50K, you're traveling every month, y'all. That is crazy. Okay. And a lot of you already have these numbers in the free launch. You just got to get everybody to activate. Okay. Watch this. Global 100K. 15,000 in initial binary, $7,500 in just back-end residual starting on your second month, and then additional 2,000 in cash on your rank maintenance bonus. That puts you at $9,500 a month. That's almost $10,000 a month residually at Global 100K. Okay, and then $2,000 a month in travel dollars. That is definitely a trip every single month. All right. You want me to continue? You guys want to see some really crazy, nasty gangster kind of money? Okay, let's go. Hey, by the way, guys, there's no guarantees of income. You get out of it what you put into it. You have to achieve these ranks to earn these incomes. Okay, we have earnings disclaimers everywhere because we know that you got to put in the work, right? Global 250K, here we go. 38,000 in initial binary. What does that mean, initial binary? That's the signups. That's the 200 CV, 400 CV. And of that, of the 400 CV, when somebody gets the founders or activates founders pack, 220 of it goes initially right into binary immediately. That's what that 38,000 is. Okay. Residually, 18,000, almost 19,000. Then we add an additional rank maintenance bonus in there. So you're looking at over 20,000 a month residually. That's definitely full time. Okay. And 5,000 a month in travel dollars, y'all. That is a nice vacation every single month. Bring some more people with you. It's party time. Here we go. Let's continue. Let's continue. Global 500K. All right. And that's helping everybody get there. 1Ks, 5Ks, 10Ks, all of that. 76,000 initial binary. 37,000 residually. Let's tack on another 5,000 for residual on the rank maintenance bonus to put that at 42.5 a month residually. And then let's go ahead and up the travel dollars here, y'all. $10,000 a month in travel dollars. You remember how you've always wanted to go first class to Dubai and Emirates and stuff? This is the kind of money you could spend on that guilt-free. Rent a Lamborghini for the week. Why don't you get the penthouse at the St. Regis in Miami? Whatever you want to do. It's travel dollar money. Okay, we're going to get all the details for you here. Check this out. Global 1 million. Okay, you're looking at six figures on the initial binary. You're looking at 90,000 residual. You're looking at 15,000 rank maintenance bonus. So you add that, you're almost at 100 grand a month residual. And then let's go ahead and give you $20,000 a month in travel, let alone all the other money that you're making here. Okay, the last two, are you guys ready? Last two, here we go. Global 2.5 million, 381 initial binary, almost a quarter mil on residual, 25,000 rank maintenance bonus on top of. So basically that makes it a quarter mil residual when you add that 25. That's every month because that's a rank maintenance bonus, right? And then 20,000. Okay. We don't need to give you any more than that because I think you got plenty of money now. You got plenty of travel dollars. Let's go ahead and wrap it up at Atlas 5 million. You're almost at a mil close to on the initial binary. You're looking at a $500,000 in reorders. What? 50,000 on top of that, which puts you way over $500,000 on residual a month. And then let's go ahead and top it off with a little cherry on top with 20,000 travel dollars. There's all your numbers, y'all. That's crazy. I'm gonna simplify it here in just a second. Here we go. Boom. Let's just combine the residual with the rank maintenance bonus with the travel dollars, just showing you the columns. Okay, there's the initial binary. There's the reorder on the second month. If you achieve those numbers on each side, that's the kind of income. That's residual plus rank maintenance bonus plus the travel dollars on that far right column. And let's make it even simpler. You ready? Here's just the reorders monthly. Here's what you make. We're not talking about the initial month. We're just talking about residually combining the travel dollars with the rank maintenance bonus with your residuals. There's the numbers right there for you. So what you have to do is locate your freedom number. Where do you need to be in November? And where do you want to be in 3, in 6, in 9 months, in a year from now? Okay. And all it takes is helping other people do the same thing, right? So with that said, I'm going to show you one more thing that's going to put it in perspective for you on what you should be doing and focusing on activation. Okay. I'm just looking at the chat real quick. Wow. this is nuts. All right. This is fun. Hey, by the way, thanks Mark and Micaiah and Tammy for letting me be Santa Claus, but you guys get to be Santa Claus too here in a few minutes when you show the comp plan document. All right. So I'm pulling up this other slide deck for you guys. So what I want to do real quickly here is show you how to build from 1K to 10K just real quick. And this is not what I showed the other day. And this is what you need to be focused on for activation for yourself and activation for your people. Okay. And the rest, I'm telling you, will take care of itself. So your first goal is to activate your four. Okay. As founders. Okay. You got to activate your four. Okay. 400 CV, another 400 CV, another 400 CV, another 400 CV. That's over 1,000. You're already Traveler 1K, 1,600 CV. Okay. And now what you want to do is you want to continue to recruit. You want to continue to sign up. Some of you already have like 15, 100 legs, whatever. Okay. Keep on. All right. Your second goal is to get your person to get their four. So if they activate their founders, that's 400 CV. They each activate their founders, that's 1,600 CV. You total that together, that's a block of 2,000 CV. Okay, just take that, look at that building block. That's a block of 2,000 CV. That's your person activating, plus they're getting their four to activate. Okay, now watch this. Your third goal, go 10K. Okay, get that first person to activate, second person to activate, third person to get to activate and get their four, fourth person to activate and get their four. Because you were talking to more people, you're not stopping at four, you're going 8, you're going 16, you're letting the numbers relent. You're putting the odds in your favor. We still have another 7 days to rip this thing and get more people in for free so they can activate on next Friday, right? And boom, you get the fifth one right there. So that is 10,000. That is 10,000. That is 10K Traveler 10K, sorry. All right. And what is that again? Monthly rank bonus of 250, travel dollars 300. Okay. Take a snapshot of that. That looks amazing. That's like Picasso. That's like a Picasso painting. But just to bring you back to the numbers, what is that? That's 1,500 initially, basically 1,000 a month in residual, plus 300 travel dollars every single month. That is amazing. So listen, this is our time, guys. This is going to be a historic, legendary run for all of us. And without further ado, I get the pleasure of bringing our CEO and owner, Mr. Mark Smith. By the way, real quick, before Mark talks, he's going to get into some details, okay? But this thing is beautiful. When you see the design and how this looks, you're going to be proud to show people this compensation plan document. We're going to have it here right away. I guess probably right after the Zoom or whatever. He'll give you all the details on that. But then we're going to do Q&A after this, all right? So just settle in with us, okay? And here we go. So without further ado, our CEO and owner, Mr. Mark Smith. Mark?
Awesome. There we go. Jefferson, super pumped. I got to tell you, I've been around a long time, and one of the biggest questions you get in this industry is like, how do I make my money back? I think our comp plan is over the top with that. How do I just go out there and tell me, one or two things to do to generate X amount a month? I think it's the biggest thing that we've done here. You've done an awesome job at simplifying it. How do I go out there and build a team 10 on one side, 20 and 20, 50 and 50, 90 and 90? And really, for everybody listening, we talk about, you got to learn a lot of things. It's not going to happen overnight here. But if you just get the basics down, you'll learn everything as you go. It's kind of earn while you learn. And so the number one thing is acquiring customers, right? So acquiring members. When you add members to the community, you get paid. When you add members to the community who also want to be a brand ambassador, you get paid when they add members, right? So there's this what we would say a complex compensation plan that makes that all happen. But the number one thing to bring it back to, and that's why we started with this today with Jefferson, is acquiring members. Build as big of a community as you want. And when you do that, all of the 6 ways we get paid kick in and generate what you're seeing there as Jefferson lays that out. So super excited to be here. I want to just give you our disclaimer up front. The comp plan book says draft across every page because it is a draft. There are little minor tweaks. The numbers aren't necessarily changing. There's just tweaks on paragraphs and things like that. We'll put this book up probably later on today at some point. It won't go up right after the call, but later on today, there's just a couple of things we want to tweak and fix, and we went to the last second to put this together for you. So my role today is exciting and boring at the same time because I have to go through all the pages of the book. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to read all these pages, right? This book's going to be available to you, but I'm going to make you familiar with the comp plan booklet, our rewards program, and then also show you where some of the rules are. Like, how did Jefferson come up with this? And how did Jefferson come up with that, right? And so let's go ahead and dive in. I would say this is the best compensation plan book that I have ever seen in this industry. I just think it came alive. We put a lot of time into making it come alive and not just be some, boring text and tons of paragraphs where it's hard to understand. And so this is your brand ambassador rewards program. The first page is going to give you the title and, all of the different, earnings disclaimer. Of course, it's funny. I said, even our earning disclaimer looks great, but this is really important in our industry, right? That we don't guarantee incomes. A lot of these examples we're giving you are absolutely examples of what could happen in a perfect scenario if you have the tree set up like Jefferson's talking about. So it's really important that we don't over promote. We don't need to. We have a solid compensation plan. Just go off of the rules of the comp plan, okay? Now, you'll have your table of contents. It's going to walk you through everything. You can see it's very tight, very well put together. You can reference and go right to a section at the end of the book is where all the terms and definitions are. Okay, so let's get into it. The 6 ways to get paid, okay? There's 6 ways. You get your first order bonus when you personally sign up a customer. You get team commissions when you build a team, and you get override monthly residuals. There's a check match, okay, which is a little bit more complex unless you've been in this industry a while. That just means that you get to participate in the success of the people that you enroll and their team by helping support them. Rank up bonuses, that's obvious. Those are one-time bonuses. There's some rules to how you qualify, how you activate those bonuses. And then rank maintenance bonuses comes in every month to maintain your rank. And of course, the travel dollars, okay? So let's go to your pre-flight checklist, okay? Stop. This is important. That's why it says stop. Stop. This is your pre-flight checklist, okay? Number 1, become active. That's defined in the book. Number 2, become binary qualified. That's going to be vital because you can't receive team commissions or the check match unless you're binary qualified. Fast start qualify so you can earn your money back, right? And then get for pay no more so you can have your monthly membership for free. This slide, this page, as simple as it is, this is the business right here. Everything else that comes after these 4 things, that's why it's your pre-flight checklist, because with a new person, you're not trying to teach them how to master a check match. You're not trying to teach them these complexities of how to go make $1 million a year. That is not what you do with a new person. What you do with a new person is you set them up for success and you set the foundation of their business with this pre-flight checklist. So take this serious. Those of you that master these 4 things, in other words, there's recruiters and there's sponsors. Recruiters are people that just sign people up. Okay, that's great. Okay, we want lots of recruiters. Okay, but a sponsor is someone that takes that person and sponsors them. They teach them the ropes. They get them past that first 30 days. And this is how you do that with the pre-flight checklist. Okay, now as we move on, I want to talk about how to become active. Okay, you can become active with 50 personal qualifying, or a PV, which is personal volume. So, for example, if you had any one of the memberships, obviously, if you have our business class membership or above, you're automatically active, right? Business class has 50 personal volume in it. However, you can also be active with 150 PQV, personally qualifying volume, which is the volume of your customers. Okay, so there's 2 ways to become active. Obviously, most people have a membership, so they're automatically active. Okay. So just want to make sure that that's defined so people know kind of what that is. Okay, 4 periods of you being active. Now, binary qualified. So if you think about it, step 1 on the pre-flight checklist was become active. Okay, so if you have a membership, business class and above, you're active. If not, you have to get the customer qualification. Number 2 on the list was become what? Binary qualified. How do you become binary qualified? You become binary qualified by you being active yourself and then personally enrolling 4 brand ambassadors and placing 2 on your left team and 2 on your right team. And they obviously need to be active, okay? And in that scenario, that is literally how you are binary qualified, okay? And you'll see some of the things you may question how it works in here. We'll define them as we go. So that was number 2 on the pre-flight checklist, okay? On enrollment packs and membership levels, what we did here is to kind of make it a little bit simpler is, there's business class membership and there's a founders level membership. But then we also have enrollment packs for people that want to do the business, right? As brand ambassadors. So all business class and founder level products all pay out the same amount of CV. So we made it real simple. Enrollment packs and membership levels, you get 200 commissionable volume one time on business class. You get 50 CV every single month that comes in on every single membership, goes into the tree, right? And then on founders level, all founder level products, you get 400 CV one time. That's 400 commissionable volume is attributed to that product. And then every month thereafter, that residual, as your members keep the membership, on founders level, you get 108 CV every month. So when Jefferson was clicking through that chart and it was showing how many members on each side, how we're coming up with that monthly income is it's coming from these monthly CV values from every membership that's going into your tree. He just made it simple. 2 on each side is this, 40 on each side is this, 90 on each side is this. That's how we come up with it. Okay. Now as we move further through the book, first order bonus. Okay. This is where most of your income is going to come at first, right? Because if you join today, you don't have any team and you're just starting, you're doing what? You're doing membership acquisition. You're acquiring customers. You're growing your community from scratch, right? And so we pay a first order bonus. First order bonus is one of the 6 compensation types, and it's 20%. What that means is you're going to get a 20% first order bonus every time you personally enroll a member or you sign up a brand ambassador. Okay, any business class product or founders level product, they pay out the same. Okay, so whether it's just a member or if it's a member and a brand ambassador, doesn't matter. Okay, these products pay out the same. And so as you can see, you make $40 one-time first order bonus when you personally enroll a business class member, and you make an $80 founders first order bonus when you sign up a founders level product. Okay, so sign up 5 founders levels in 1 month. That's $400. That's just a one-time commission just for you enrolling them. That's not even shown in all the numbers that Jefferson gave you. So as a new brand ambassador, I would say for the first 3 to 4 months, as you build your community, you're really focused on first order bonuses, because how are you going to override a community if you haven't built a community, right? So our comp plan works in stages. We put money up front to compensate you for referring people to the community. Okay, we put money up front for you to get a fast start in your first 30 days, right? Which means go get 4 of your pack and higher, and you'll earn your money back. You'll also get your membership for free the following month. So there's a sequence. So that first 30-day countdown is really important. It's where these types of the comp plan attributes are going to come in. Okay. Now, as we move further on, what we want to do is talk about Fast Start. Fast Start is probably one of the most significant programs that you can be a part of. Why? Statistically, in our industry, it is proven if you help someone fast start qualify, this is a real number, okay? They recruit 7 times the amount of reps, okay, and sell 10 times the amount of business over their career than someone who does not fast start qualify. So do you want a team of people who fast start qualify and they're recruiting 7 times, your team is recruiting 7 times and selling 10 times the amount of product as a team that doesn't fast start qualify? Why? Because you get off to a fast start. This is your belief check, okay? This is showing someone, okay, it works. I'm making money, okay? And we went a step further and we made the bonuses actually equal making your money back. It's probably the number one question in 20 years being in this industry that I get: how do I make my money back? And if you go through the majority of compensation plans in our industry, here's the answer you get from someone. Well, if you do this, and this, and that, and then you do a backflip, and then this happens, and the sun and the moon cross over, cause an eclipse, you earn your money back. Okay, it's never been clearly defined. It's so hard to figure out. Ours is very simple. You enroll with a business or a founder's enrollment pack. You get 4 people to do the same in your first 30 days, and you earn your money back. It is that simple. How do you earn your money back? The amount of first order bonuses and the fast start bonus combined is going to give you the total you spent to get started. So if you spent $300 at business class to enroll as a brand ambassador, as you can see, you sign up 4 people. The first order bonus is $40 times 4. That's where the 160 comes in. And then your fast start bonus is 140. So total, you made $300. And how much did you spend to get started? $300. As a founder, you sign up for, it's $80 a piece. That's $320 in commission. And then we pop another $280. Think about that. An additional $280 bonus if you do that in your first 30 days. How much did you pay to get started? 60. How much do you make when you enroll for? 600, you make 600, right? So Fast Start is where it is at. That's why it's one of those 4 pre-checklists, right? It's activate, binary, qualify, Fast Start, and then 4 to more. This is the heartbeat. This is the drumbeat of everything in our company is Fast Start. We are going to be a Fast Start qualification, a factory, FSQ, Fast Start Qualify. We'll be an FSQ factory all around the world. Every leader will be training the same thing from the same slide deck on the same comp plan with the same rhythm in mind of getting everybody to get there for. When you build an organization that's saying the same thing, doing the same thing, preaching the same thing, teaching the same thing, duplicating the same thing, you can't compete with an organization that's in step with each other. We will outshine our competition. We will beat our competition from rhythm and camaraderie. Great organizations is just organizations that have their act together and work together, okay? And that's what you're going to see here with our rhythm. Now, I'm super pumped about Fast Start. So right now we know, obviously, when we go into pre-launch on November 7th, number 1 goal is everyone Fast Start qualify, okay? Number 4 in our pre-checklist was get 4, pay no more. This is our new slide to show you how simple it is. Get 4, pay no more is simple. You refer 4 members at the same level of you or higher, and your next month membership is free. Now, this is important. You on November 7th, if you sign up 4 people that day, that doesn't mean you don't have to pay for a membership. Okay, the program works like this. You have to have an active paid membership. And then once you have an active paid membership and you enroll 4 at your level or higher, the next month of your membership is free, and every month thereafter is free, as long as you maintain 4, okay? So even if 1 drops off, you just replace it with another, your membership is still free, okay? There's other ways you can qualify. That's written in some of the other programs. This is the easiest way to do it, okay? So pre-flight checklist, become active, become binary qualified, Fast Start qualify, and get 4, pay no more. Those 4 things, if you master those 4 things, forget about all the ranks, forget about being a 25K, forget about all of the other stuff. If you just stay on the pre-flight checklist, it's like, think you're in a plane, you're in an airplane, and you can't wait to get in that airplane. Let's just say you're in an F-35 fighter jet, one of the most elite fighter jets ever created, okay, by the U.S. military. Sorry if you're in another country, but that's the jet of the world, right? So the F-35. Now think about this. You get one of the fastest, most formidable jets ever created. You're a pilot, you get your helmet on, you're in your F-35, you're getting ready to take off, right? And you're like, screw it, I don't need my pre-flight checklist. I'm in an F-35. So you just hammer the throttle, pull back on the stick, go jetting down the runway because you're in the best fighter jet ever created. And all of a sudden, what happens? You don't take off. Why? Because you didn't go through the pre-flight checklist, right? Are your flaps ready? Are you ready to go? Are you braked? All the things you need in your pre-flight checklist. So you have the number 1 fastest, craziest jet in the world, and you don't make it to the end of the runway simply because you don't go through a pre-flight checklist. That is literally how it looks like in flying a plane. So if there's any pilots on here, I'm sure you can attest to this. 2 pilots, a pilot and a co-pilot, before you take off, sit in that plane. They have a checklist. They literally have a paper checklist, and they go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the co-pilot is confirming as they go down that checklist. Okay, ready for takeoff. Okay, now we can take off. That is literally how important it is to go through our pre-flight checklist, because nothing else matters, in my opinion, in the comp plan, if we don't take a new person and get them through the first 30 days in that pre-flight checklist, okay? So just want to make sure I really overemphasize. Now, I'm going to go pretty quickly to the remaining slides because you've seen a lot of these already. Now you have the numbers from Jefferson, but I'm going to accentuate how each one of the programs work, okay? So next section is rank requirements. Everybody already knows the rank requirements. We've been putting these out now for 2.5, 3 weeks. It's all there. RQV is rank qualified volume. We did change that, so you'll see us change some titles. That just simply means that it's volume specifically from your enrollment tree. Okay, so when you're hitting these ranks, spillover doesn't count. It's literally volume, CV, commissional volume, which we call RQV when you use it for rank. So rank qualifying volume must come from your enrollment tree, okay? And we have a leg rule, which means you can count a maximum of 45% from 2 legs, right? Each from 2 legs, and then you have to have at least another 10% from a 3rd leg, and 10% has to be in your big leg, okay? If that confuses you, it's okay. It means you haven't done a binary before. You literally just ask someone in your upline support team, and they'll break it down. The key to this slide, if you notice, at each rank, we showed you the maximum that you can count from each one of your legs. So we literally did all the math for you on this slide, okay? These are the rank requirements. Very, very simple, very liberal in my point. Like we literally are letting you hit these ranks without a lot of gotchas. We're not adding a lot of rules and crazy stuff. It's pretty straightforward. You can count a maximum of 45% from any leg, and you have to have at least 10% of your volume in the big leg, okay? So this is rank requirements. Now, next, what we're going to talk about is our binary pay. Okay, the way that you make more money in from your team commissions is by, one, building a bigger community, making sure you have a healthy pay leg. We'll talk about that. But every rank takes you to a higher percentage of payout. So if you notice right there, Traveler 1K, you make 10% team commissions. But if you go Traveler 5K, you make 15%. So it goes from 10 to 20%. So by just simply rank advancing, what are you doing when you rank advance? You're increasing your binary payout percentage. You're increasing your monthly rank, your weekly rank maintenance. You're increasing your weekly travel dollar bonus. You're increasing your ability to get your one-time rank bonuses, right? So rank is everything. Rank drives everything. So as you're focused on driving rank, which is bringing in customers, okay, bringing in and growing your community and increasing the volume, when you're doing that, in essence, as you start to rank, you're unlocking all these other features in the plan, okay? So binary pay, as an example, you'll hear us say this a lot, okay? We're going to say big leg and pay leg. It's real simple. Your big leg is the leg with the most amount of volume in it. The other leg is your pay leg. Sometimes they switch, okay? It's whatever leg has the most volume is the big leg, and whatever leg has the lesser volume in a commission period is the pay leg. In this example, is a quick example. You have 7,200 in volume on one side and 5,000 in volume in the other. So the big leg is the 7,200. The pay leg is the 5,000, okay? In this example, you're a Traveler 10K. As a Traveler 10K, if you go across the chart, you make 15% binary pay, which means we go into the pay leg where there's 5,000 CV, and you just multiply that by 15%, you made $750 that week, okay? Because it's weekly. So just think of how that works, okay? So this is just a great example, simple example. How does it work? Big leg, pay leg, how do I make that money? This is how you make it, okay? So this is your binary pay. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is binary team commissions. Is just, I gave you some of this overview already. One, it's 10 to 20%. I want you to read through the rules on your own. The keys are you have to be active, and you have to have those 4 personally enrolled, 2 on each side that are active. That's the requirement. You're active, you enroll 4, so you have your structure 2 on each side, and they're active, you're now binary team commission qualified, okay? I won't bore you with any more rules on that. Okay, check match. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on here. This is a little advanced, and it doesn't matter until you become 10K. We told you that Traveler 10K is the rank that we want to drive everybody in the company to. Why? Okay, one, it's where it's the sweet spot. Okay, it's where it really starts to get significant. We believe on average you're over 1,000 a month in earnings on the low side. So it's like, how do we get someone making 1,000 a month, right? That's a great benchmark. Get them in, fast start qualify, make your money back, get 4, get your membership for free, become active and binary qualified, right? And then really the next thing is go 10K. So it really is like fast start 1K region and then really just go to 10K. Yeah, you're going to stop off at 5K in between. But 10K is where we unlock the check match. Now, I want to explain something that can be a little confusing. I believe we're maybe the first company to have ever done this. This is a very hybrid comp plan. I'm not going to try to take all the credit for this comp plan, but I'm going to tell you that This is 20 years of me being in multiple comp plans, okay? And this is me liking certain things, not liking other things, and then trying to figure out a way, hey, I like this from one comp plan, but I don't like their other stuff, but I like this from another comp plan. And literally it's taken us quite a while to figure out how to put it all together, okay? So the first one I want to point out is a brand ambassador, okay? As long as you are binary qualified, you get 20% check match, okay, on every personal enrollment. What that means is when you personally enroll a brand ambassador, you get 20% of their binary weekly pay as a bonus to you on everyone you enroll. Okay, it's like almost like a guarantee, if you would, of like, how can I make sure no matter what my team looks like or how big my team is or how small my team is or anything, how can I lock myself into even more money? Well, the reality is you go 10K, puts you in a good spot, but it unlocks that check match for the deeper money. But for some people, they like to go out and add a few memberships a month. They're not looking to make $1 million a year, but they want to be rewarded, right? This is one of those things. So level 1 check match means that on your first level, that means anyone I personally enroll, I'm locked in at 20% binary bonus on whatever them and their whole team does. Just think about that. If I bring in Jefferson and Jefferson goes out there and crushes it, right? He's making $10,000 a month in his binary. I'm getting 20% of it. That's $2,000 a month. That's $500 a week. I'm getting as a first level check match because I recruited him. Okay. So the way you qualify this is just be binary qualified. Obviously, for any check match stuff, you have to be binary qualified, right? Binary qualified is I enrolled 4 people who are active, 2 on my left, 2 on my right. Okay. Now at 10K, we open up the generational check match. Okay. It starts at 5%. So first generation is 5%. At 25K, it goes to 5. It goes 5%, 5%, right? 5%. Then it goes 3. Then 1, 1, 1. What does that mean? Okay. What it means is you get additional bonuses as your team grows deep on the groups that you started. So if I personally enroll Jefferson, as he goes and builds all these other teams, right? As he grows his team, different benchmarks down in his team, I'm going to make additional bonuses, okay? And so let's go ahead and go to the next slide here, and I'm going to show you just kind of a graphical analysis, okay? So a generation is what we consider a Traveler 1K. So this is one thing that probably confuses most people because check match is just like doesn't exist anywhere else in our lives, okay? It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But here's an example. You're at the top, okay? You brought in the person on your left, the person on your right. Once you're a Traveler 10K, you unlock check match. When you unlock check match, if you go from you down on the left side to the first Traveler 1K, it says first generation. That means everything above that 1K to you is in your first generation, which means you get 5% of all the binary checks that are in there as a first generation check match. Then the computer system goes from your first generation and it goes all the way through your team till it finds another Traveler 1K, and everything above that is another generation. That's your second generation. You get another 5% of all the binary checks that are in there. Let me just say, I've made most of my money in this industry from a check match. When you mature out in the industry, let's say your check is, $10,000 a month, probably $3,000 a month of that is going to come from check match. So it's very, very significant. This is a massive boost to an already hugely successful comp plan. If you are like, Mark, I have no idea what this means. You're like the rest of us, check match is confusion. Just know it's a lot of money, okay? And you'll learn it as you go. Don't worry about it. When you go 10K, we'll have 10K calls, 10K academies. Even our 10Ks are going to have a different back office on phase 2. So you'll even have an advanced back office from 10K and above, okay? All right, so that's our check match. Just want to kind of get past that. One-time rank bonuses and weekly rank maintenance, okay? Now you have the numbers. Jefferson put them all together. I'm going to break them apart. Okay, now I'm showing weekly and monthly because the weekly is a smaller number, and I want you to see what it is, what it looks like on a monthly basis. So if you look at Traveler 1K, you get a one-time bonus of $100 when you hit Traveler 1K, okay? Obviously, that's someone that's fairly brand new. You get $1,250 a week in rank maintenance bonus, which is $50 a month. So a Traveler 1K, you don't really have a big team yet. You're just getting started. You've brought a couple people in, you're setting up your base, okay? Traveler 5K, you're going to get a $500 one-time bonus, okay? So what we're doing is we're putting carrots, right? We're putting carrots every way through for you to get a one-time hit, and then every single week thereafter for you to maintain your rank. If you maintain Traveler 5K, you're getting $150 a month in rank maintenance bonus. So it's $37.50 a week. Now, what's awesome about this is we're paying everything out weekly. So normally a company only shows you what your monthlies are. So these odd numbers, because we're going to pay it out weekly. Because especially when someone's new, they're not really making a lot of money yet. So we want to get as much going out weekly as possible to really show them, okay? Traveler 10K, a $1,000 one-time rank up bonus, okay? And then $250 a month rank maintenance. So all you gotta do is maintain 10K and you're getting an extra $250 a month, $62.50 a week, okay? Really starts to add up. Our 10Ks, you know, don't hold me to this number. We need to model this out and see what it really looks like in real life. I see our 10Ks bringing in about $1,000 at the very, very minimum. And I see them obviously going into the much higher than that, right? 3, 4, 5,000. It just depends on the bonuses. Traveler 25K, $2,500 one-time bonus, $125 a week maintenance, which is $500 a month rank maintenance. Okay, pretty significant. Now, I'm gonna go to Voyager 50K. $5,000 in travel dollars. So you're getting 5,000 travel dollars. Just think about that. Is dollar for dollar. You can use it on a dream trip. You can use it in phase 2. You can use it on airfare, hotels, cruises, condos, whatever. But just think about this. You're going to be earning, okay, these do stack, by the way. Ginger's asking if they stack. The one-time bonuses, you can earn all of them. And then obviously the monthly, rank maintenance are what they are. Okay, so if you go Traveler 1K, 5K, 10K, you 25K, you're getting 2,500, 1,000, 500, and 100. So they stack up. Okay. Now, a Voyager 50K, just think about this. By the time you're a Voyager 50K, okay, you're already earning weekly travel dollars. So you're already building a travel dollar account. And then when you hit 50K, we're giving you 5,000 more travel dollars. So it's a booster because we would now want to put you kind of over the edge because your travel dollar bonus is going to be so big at this point on a monthly basis that extra 5,000 is probably going to give you almost a permanent account to travel from. Okay, so it's pretty cool. If you notice maintenance periods for Voyager 50K, you got to maintain it 8 out of 10 weeks to get the bonus. And what we did, we give you 2 grace weeks in there. So like a lot of companies will say you have to maintain the rank for 2 months. It's the same for us. We just said 8 weeks because we do weekly, but we did 8 out of 10. Okay, Voyager 100K, it's a $10,000 bonus, $500 a week rank maintenance, so $2,000 a month. So just think you're getting 10 grand to hit it and then $2,000 a month just to maintain it, not counting all the other commissions. Okay. Global 250 is a $25,000 bonus. You're getting 2,000 a month. Global 500 is a $50,000 cash bonus. It's $5,000 a month in rank maintenance, $5,000 a month just in rank maintenance. Okay. It's pretty crazy. You can see the maintenance periods on your left. We also pay it out in installments. Another thing we're going to do to really be responsible as a company, and also we want you to be responsible, okay, is instead of just, and you may say, I want all the money up front. That's great. We know what happens. People just blow it. And as a company, we also want more predictability and balance to be a healthy company. And so we kind of both share in that, if you would. So if you see what we do, we add things on a weekly basis and then we spread them out, because we want to drive weekly, and just have a constant increase of your weekly check. So you'll see we pay it out in installments. Global 1 million is a $100,000 jet card. So you'll be able to call Concierge. You'll have 100 grand cash loaded in your account. So you can literally call the Concierge and say, hey, that dream trip to Vegas supercar, I want a private jet. I'm taking 14 of my friends. I know this sounds fairy tale. That's literally what it is. Okay, that's literally what it is. Okay, you're also getting $15,000 a month in rank maintenance bonus, so $3,750 a week bonus. That's pretty cool. Global 2.5 is 4 seasons by jet. That's an entire global program. You're flying for weeks around the world on an actual 4-season giant jumbo all first class jet, and you're landing all around the world at only Four Seasons resorts with a Four Seasons chef. I mean, this thing is like, it is totally next level. Okay. And you're getting $15,000 a month in rank maintenance bonus. Okay. Global 2 point, I'm sorry, you're getting $25,000 a month in rank maintenance bonus. And then the top position, Atlas 5 million, is totally ridiculous on this rewards level. You are literally getting the deed to your very own DreamTrips villa, whether it's in Philippines or Thailand or wherever we decide to put some of these resorts that we're going to build. But the DreamTrips villa, like, you're getting it. We're handing you the title and the keys. It's no longer DreamTrips. We no longer own it. You own it. You might have like a 2-bedroom villa in a whole setup. So it's gonna be pretty cool. You're getting $12,500 a week bonus. So you get 50 grand a month just in rank maintenance bonus. So guys, we pay $50 to $50,000 a month in rank bonuses. And we have incredible rewards all the way through. Okay, so one-time rank bonuses and weekly maintenance bonuses. A very easy cheat sheet for you to go look at. Now, let's get a little creative as we go through this. Travel dollars. This is my favorite slide in the whole deck. Why? Because it looks cool, but travel's where it's at. We're a travel community. So many companies, you know, they try to dress up their plan to look fun and all this stuff. Yeah, they pay out money, but we are a travel club. That's the difference. All these other companies that are adding travel and they're wondering why they can't grow a real travel community, it's because they're not a travel community. They sell other stuff and they want to add travel because they think they can become a travel community. No, you have to be a travel club to truly be a travel community. So let's go through this. Now you'll finally see this. A Traveler 5K is where travel dollars start. You're getting 50 travel dollars a week at Traveler 5K. So when we say fast start, go active, you know, get past 1K. This is the reason why. On your way to 10K, you're picking up travel dollars. But team, Traveler 5K is $200 a month in travel dollars, right? So if you look at this 4 quarters in a year, right? That means every quarter you're getting $600 towards a trip. Some of our trips are $600. But for example, what this looks like is even at a Traveler 5K, okay, let's just be real about this. If you just maintain Traveler 5K, that's $2,400 a year towards a trip. How is that not a trip a year? How is that not 2 trips a year? I mean, that's legitimately 2 trips a year, right? At 5K. Let's go to 10K. Okay, 10K is $300 a month in travel dollars. We did this specifically because basically that's $900 a quarter towards a trip. So at 10K, you're absolutely going on a trip a quarter. You're getting $900 cash travel. I mean, 900 travel dollars a quarter, right? And then that's not counting all your commissions and bonuses and everything else you're doing, right? So there's no way you're not able to just go on 4 trips a year at this point at Traveler 10K. Okay, so you're $75 a week you're getting as a Traveler 10K. So just imagine you're making money, you're making $600, $700, $800, $1,500 a month, right? Just imagine that. And then on top of that is a 10K, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300. It just comes in. It's a little savings, fun little widget that's going to be on your dashboard. It's going to be 300, 600, 900, 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, 2,100. Just imagine that. It's not like you're going to go on a trip your next month, right? That thing's just going to start accumulating, and you can use DreamTrips loyalty points on trips. So maybe there's 200 loyalty points that can be used on a trip, and you have DreamTrip loyalty points, right? So you take those off the trip. You take down $200 off the price of the trip, and now you got like $2,000-$3,000 sitting in your travel dollar account. So this is game over. As a team, we've thought about the behavior and how to really explode travel across our ecosystem. Traveler 25K, $500 a month for a trip. So if you really just look at that, I want to just put this out there for Traveler 25K because it really is next level. If you look at Traveler 25K, it means that every quarter you got $1,500 to travel with. So just those of you just think about this. You went on a trip for 2. You know, we did a trip in Prague for Valentine's Day. I think it was like $550 a person. You're getting it's, you know, it's just call that $1,100 for 2 people. You're getting 1,500 every quarter. That's why I'm drawing that out there. This is like game over, right? So Voyager 50K is $1,000 a month. Guys, if you can't have fun in this deal for $1,000 a month, that you ready? For all the husbands, the wives, the uncles, the aunts, the kids, the grandparents, okay, everybody can relate to this, okay? Especially if you're really, trying to get out of debt, or you're really trying to get your income straightened out, right? We're forcing you to travel. We're forcing you to spend this money on travel. Why? Right? Because this isn't the part of the regular comp plan. This is extra. Because we don't want you to feel guilty if you're trying to get out of debt and pay the bills and get your kind of life in order, and you're like, no, we can't reward ourselves. No, honey, I'm sorry, we can't go on the trip. No, enough of that. I lived that in my life a long time ago. Both Tammy and I were like, man, there's no way we can go out to eat or do this or do that, because it's just like you feel guilty. It's like, man, we're really trying to pay off our credit card debt. We're really trying to save for the future. And it's like, we really shouldn't do this. Well, that's why we did this, because we want you to feel guilt-free that you can go rock out a trip and do whatever you want with your family, because this is your family account. This is your lifestyle account. This is your travel account. This is the fun account. This isn't the rainy day account that you hope it never rains, but you have that. This isn't an emergency account. This is your happiness account. Maybe we should call it the happiness account, right? Look at how it goes. It goes to Voyage 100K, $2,000 a month. I mean, you're making $2,000 a month to travel on. I mean, how would you guys like to have $24,000 a year that you have to blow on yourself? You have to travel. You have to take your significant other somewhere. You have to take your kids to Disney. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I have to go take my kids to Disney because I have an extra $8,000 in my travel savings account. I mean, just think about what we're talking about. Just totally just crushed the industry. We literally just disrupted anyone that's even fathoming trying to do travel in this industry. I know we've got people that have been a part of DreamTrips on here for a long time. This was the secret sauce of the original brand. This was it, and we made it 1,000% more powerful because it's super predictable. I manage and maintain my rank, and I get these. And here's what's awesome. You fall back one week, you don't get the weekly travel dollar bonus at that rank. You go back to that rank the next week, you start getting the weekly travel bonus. There's no more waiting a month for everything. It's week to week to week to week to week. Okay. And look, these other numbers are insanely crazy, right? I mean, 5,000 a month at Global 250, 10 grand a month at Global 5, 20 grand a month at Global 1 million and above. And you might say, oh, those numbers, that looks crazy, fairy tale. You know what? We've got people on here like Johnny Wimbrey. I could tell you, Johnny's traveled all around the world on travel dollars. We have people on here, like Gary. I see Gary Cowan's on here. We've got Dwayne on here. We have Shush and Attila. They've been on over 100 trips, right? We've got Jay Peso. I bet he's been on over 100 trips, right? Just think of the people we have on here all over the world. Some of you that are in Asia, some of you in Europe, some of you, I know we have a team from Mongolia on here. I see Uzbekistan, Russia. I mean, we have people from all over the world on here. And some of these people have been long-term members of the brand DreamTrips, right? And they've been on 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And I've asked all around the world, I've surveyed people over 4 years. When I ask about this, when they say, oh, I've been on 60 trips, I ask, how many of those trips do you think you got for free? And it's about 30 to 50% of the trips were free. How? They paid for with travel dollars and loyalty points, right? So when you look at how can someone afford to go on 50 trips? I mean, most people just realize people don't go on 50 trips in a lifetime, borrowing the trips that their relatives went on. We're talking about people as members, 50 trips, 100 trips, 150 trips. First, you're fathoming, how do you have the time to do it? Secondly, how do you afford it? Boom. Travel dollars. Okay. So I don't know about you, but having like $100,000 account a year that I have to pay on travel, $200,000 a year to $240,000 a year at the big rank, 240 grand a year. Like, hey, you go to college for like 10 years, you get this prestigious job, hopefully someday you become an executive to make a 6-figure income. Hey, that's awesome. Most people don't ever get to that point, but hey, that's awesome. Good for them. We got a $240,000 a year. You have to spend budget on travel. Okay. Don't tell me about your little executive pay. We got the real deal. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. So travel dollars. So you can tell this is, I spent 125K in travel dollars. Johnny, that's nuts. Right. And I've heard the craziest stories. And now some of you are thinking, man, when I have like 15 grand in travel dollars, how would I spend that? You're not thinking big enough. Right now, some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, if I had 2 grand, I could take my wife on that dream trip. But what would I do at 9 grand? I mean, the dream trip's only 2 grand. Okay, let's just open up your vision. Knock. Let me come inside and put the curtains aside for a second, okay? You'll upgrade to business class. See, before you might not have been thinking of that because you're like, man, I'm just trying to squeak by to get enough money to be able to, go on a trip. Well, if you have a travel dollar budget and you're thinking, man, I want to go on this trip, but I got 8, 6, 10, 11, 4,000, 20,000 in my travel. Well, why don't you treat your husband or your girl, your kids, your grandmother to a little upgrade? Okay. Before, maybe you weren't thinking of upgrade because, like, man, I'm not going to upgrade to business class for $1,500 a ticket. Yeah, that's crazy. I try not to do that either. I try to use points in every way I can. I don't care how much money you make. Spending that kind of money on a ticket's nuts, right? Like a business class is like $3,000 a piece. Well, guess what? It's guilt-free. You're not taking that from your kid's college fund. You're not taking that from your mortgage. You're not taking that from your retirement. You're not taking that from your emergency fund. You're not taking it from anywhere. It is given to you for you to live a life of abundance. That's what it's for. No more guilt about having fun. We're the guilt-free happiness company right here with Travel Doll. So I'll get off my soapbox. This is the one I've been waiting for. We put a lot of cash into this so that we could read all the rules. They expire after 18 months. There's no cash value. You can't cash them out. Okay. And there's some other things we're going to do with Travel Dollars in the future to enhance it. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. There we go. We're almost done, guys. Rank rewards. Okay. This is just an easiest slide to look at. I've already gone through all these. This is a nice, simple view of all the cash bonuses. Believe it or not, my favorite one on here, obviously we would like to have the villa, but I love the 5,000 travel dollars. I think everybody should shoot for that, because when you hit that, that's going to give you so many travel dollars on top of what you've already earning, and you're already earning them every week at that point, that I feel if you're responsible, you'll always have money to travel multiple times a year and actually bring the fam with you, okay, and include airfare. So very, very pumped about that. Last but not least, I'm going to go into this slide, which is really a summary of everything we just talked about. Jefferson kind of showed this a little bit, but this is a broken down, super simple. This money is just simply your reoccurring residual, okay? And it includes your rank maintenance and your travel dollars, okay? So 2 memberships, 2 and 2, that's brand new. I'm going to go to 23 memberships on each side. You're over $700. Okay. 46. So these are members, 46 on your left, 46 on your right, you're at 1,200. Okay. 463 on each side, you're at 11,500 a month. Okay. Goes all the way up to crazy, $500,000 a month. You look at 11,500, on each side, $269 grand a month. Now I'm just going to say this, and it's not to impress you. Okay, it's to impress upon you, because sometimes you look at this like, oh, this is just fairy tale. You know what? 22 years ago, I was in the Navy in the United States. I was broke. It was $40,000 in credit card debt. Tammy and I were expecting our first child. I worked at the Naval Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, in the cardiovascular cath lab. I was going through cardiovascular cath lab school. Okay, Tammy was a full-time college student, had a full-time job till literally the day before she went into labor, all the way to the end. Okay. I'm working full-time Navy, full-time cardiovascular school. Tammy's maxed out, full-time job, full-time college student, literally to the day or two before she went into labor, spinning as many plates as we can. We joined this crazy industry. We have no clue, never been in sales, never been in marketing, no idea, never sold anything, right? I guess I sold myself because I got married, but that's about it. And we went from learning this business. It wasn't overnight, right? First year was survival year, right? Trying to figure it out. 3 years later, okay, we were at 3.5 years later, we were at a 6-figure income. So some of you maybe thought, oh, they joined and went right to the top. No, it took us years to figure it out. Now you can cut that time off your learning curve by us helping you. Okay, all the mistakes we made, right? But several years later, making multiple 6 figures a year, and I'm here to tell you that these numbers, when you look at leadership, and you say, wow, could this come true? Here's what I just want to paint this picture. See that number 269? Tammy and I averaged over that a month for 6 straight years in network marketing in a skincare company. Okay. So I can tell you firsthand, that number is real. I've done that number for 6 straight years. Do the math. Pretty nice cash, right? And so I'm only saying that because here I am, broke Navy guy, trying to figure this out. I found a flyer that said, hey, join this company, make some part-time income. I'm like, hey, Tammy, we're kind of broke. We could probably use some extra money. And then what if you didn't have to go back to a regular job? Let's start this home business thing. We were clueless. We didn't even know what we were doing, right? And so over time, what ended up happening is that whole sequence came true, but it was definitely based on, following a plan, following leadership, listening, getting a good coach, getting a good mentor. And just, just really following a plan, being consistent. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and go to the rank requirements. I'm not going to spend any time on this. This is a master slide. It's a grid. So it has every number that you would need. Okay. So it has rank, volume, weekly, what legs, one-time bonuses. We just put it all on one slide. Okay. And then the next couple of slides, I'm not going to even read these. These are terms and definitions, but I do not want to discount these. These are the rules. It's very important to read those last 3 pages of the booklet because it defines all the terminology we're using. And so with that is, let me just come back right here. Okay, awesome. So look, I don't want this to be overwhelming, but we want to walk you through the book. What Jefferson did is more important. I would take what Jefferson did in our pre-flight checklist, those 2 things, put those 2 things together, and that is literally how you want to drive your business. And so what I want to do is I want to get myself out of the way, and I want to go right into Micaiah and Jefferson. We'll throw this around. We'll do a Q&A. We ask that you keep all your questions to comp plan only today, and we're going to do the best we can to answer. And please understand, this is a draft. It says draft on every single page. We are still moving some things around, tweaking some things. There might be a spelling mistake in there. Okay, we might have missed a period. We were up literally. It's been days and days and days and days and days. Our designers, I hope they're watching this. I think our designers. This is the best looking comp plan book I've ever seen. Most of them are just plain white words all over the place. No visuals, no real rhythm to the book. And our designers, last night, Micaiah pulled up what's called Figma, and we could see 3 of our designers all working on the deck all at one time, all the way overnight from multiple countries. So kudos to them. Design is on point. So with that, Jefferson, Micaiah, I'll throw it to you.
Awesome. Yeah, that was amazing, Mark. The best design comp plan book I've ever seen in my life. You broke it down perfectly. A lot of great information. I know we got Micaiah on here as well. And so, Micaiah, do you see any questions there? I'll let you kick it off. And you haven't had a chance to speak on this comp plan training yet. So, Micaiah, you share a few words, my friend, our other co-founder and chief growth officer, and then we'll take some questions. Micaiah?
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited. Are y'all ready? I mean, man, this is some good stuff, and we're just excited. Listen, we're here to serve you. We have the information now, and so now what we want to do is take this excitement, boggle it up, and go and take action. Oh, just went off mute. There he goes. He's on that corner. I'm on this corner. It's so funny. We're in the same house crushing this thing. I hardly ever see him in the day. Now we want to take all this excitement and go put it into action. Okay. We have 6 days until upgrade, activate day comes. And so listen, I'm just fired up. There's nothing more to be said. Let's go through some questions here. If you can add them into the Q&A because the chat is going to explode. I will read.
Yeah. So while you're taking those, I see some payout questions. We're going to talk about all that on Friday when everybody activates, but we're going to take major payments. We'll take crypto. We'll also pay out in crypto. We work with a company called Pay Quicker as well on payouts as well. So lots of different things. We'll get into those details about payment dates, when the first paycheck, all that stuff on Friday when everybody activates. Right now, we want to focus on the compensation, which I know is when you get paid, but actual details of the comp plan and how things work and all of that. So go ahead, Micaiah.
Yep, awesome. So one question, do you get fast start if you are not binary? You will get binary qualified by fast start qualifying. So the answer is yes, you will get your fast start bonus.
Yeah. So I see another question about some of you guys are trying to do too much math. Okay. I've already done the math. All right. What you don't know is of the 400 CV, not all 400 goes into the binary on initial. 220 of the 400 goes in the binary initially. Now 400 counts all of it towards rank, but 220 CV of the 400 goes into initial binary, right? Then the second month, it's 100% 108, 108, 108 every month. And that's how the residuals. So just look at the second month. Okay. I have all the formulas. I've done it backwards and forwards, all of that. You didn't know that because we didn't give you all the back end details of all like what CV goes where, but just trust it that we did the math on that. It's in the document and we have this recorded too. So we're going to release this this recording here as soon as I get it processed after we're done with Q&A. Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
Micaiah.
awesome. So we will also have this uploaded in the back office here shortly. We will also have our presentation deck uploaded. It's already uploaded in the back office, but we'll have Spanish, Japanese, Hungarian, Greek, Hebrew, and a few other language uploaded in the back office as well. So that was in the chat. If I have 4 personals and one of them bring 4, am I starting to pay again until I bring a new person? Yes, correct. So if you become 4 no more qualified, which means you brought on your 4 members who are paying the same amount as you, and one of them becomes 4 no more qualified, that means you need to replace that person that became 4 no more qualified. Will monthly membership payments still act as travel piggy bank? Will monthly membership payments still act as a travel piggy bank? I'm not sure I
Yeah,
understand
so
that question.
basically, as we're making the monthly payments, you're still going to get travel dream trip points every month. Those points stack up like a piggy bank. You can apply those points to knock down the price of a dream trip. Okay, but travel dollars is separate from dream trip points. It's part of the compensation plan. They're dollar for dollar, and you can spend them on all travel, meaning airfare, rent-a-cars, hotel. If you and your whole family had a question earlier on my text, if somebody was like, is a travel hour just for me or can I use it for my family? If you're traveling with your family, yes, it's for everybody that's on the trip together. So let's say I took my wife's family and my family to during high season at Christmas to a beautiful resort in Mexico. I spent 25 grand. It was all travel dollars. It didn't matter if it was, yes, I was on the trip with them, but I paid for the whole thing with travel dollars, covered everything. So yes, travel dollars is unrestricted on that, but you can't just like, I don't know if you can just play some random person's airfare with travel dollars. I think you probably need to be on the trip with them or something. At least I would be on the trip with them or something like that.
Yep. Nope. Great. And some of these questions I'm going to skip by because they are covered in what we've already discussed. So we're going to refer to the booklet. But I do want to just cover this one, Jefferson, because I think it's important if you could answer. So what somebody's asking, do I have to have 2 on the left and 2 on the right if I have a big leg, which is all spillover to be binary qualified? The answer is yes. You have to have 2 on your left and 2 on the right, no matter how much spillover you have in one leg. Okay. Who is all covered on one Dream Trips membership? It's one Dream Trips membership for one immediate family. So husband and wife is covered underneath one plan.
Yeah, and the kids that live in the household too. So, and then we'll cover kids up to 25 if they're not in your household but they're in college. We have a stipulation there just because they're kind of still they're on your payroll still, so to speak, right?
Yep.
So it's covering the immediate family in the household. Now, if they're in college, up to 25.
How soon will you be able to book a dream trip? As soon as November 7th, you will be able to activate your membership and start traveling.
Exactly. And then also, by the way, we've allowed everybody in free enrollment right now to go ahead and book the cruise, which is a dream trip, but that's the only exception, right? But as far as other dream trips and everything on November 7th when you activate.
Does it always have to be? This is probably a guest on here. Do you have to always travel in a group on a dream trip? You can use the booking portal multiple different ways. You can go on dream trips. You can book a hotel, a resort, a condo, a cruise yourself for you and your family. So you can use many different aspects of the product. Well, we get
Are you in Q&A or are you in, yeah, you're in the Q&A, right?
I'm in Q&A. Yep.
Okay.
Do we still have a Dream Trips app? That is something that will come further down the road. What we will be launching with is a Dream Builders app, which will be your business tools, assets. We'll go more into that later on a later training. Water pay for traveler one so close to traveler. How long will you be able to keep your spot for? You're going to have 14 days after November 7th to activate your position, or you will lose your current position. And so there'll be about a 14-day window starting November 7th that you'll have to activate with one of the membership packages. All right. So when I get 4 and one of my four waived their fees and I need to replace them. Am I still binary qualified? Yes, you are still binary qualified, even if one of your four becomes four no more. It does not affect your binary qualification. It only affects your get four, pay no more. You would just need to get one additional member at your same membership level.
Yeah, Rodney has a question about recognition. Yes, in the future, we would like to do like rings and necklaces and things like that. We just haven't finalized that. We're still in the pre-launch, the free launch right now. Then we're going to move into pre-launch, right? Then we'll do the official launch and on the cruise in January. So, but yeah, we like that kind of stuff. We love giving out awards, plaques, rings, necklaces, things like that. So we'll probably get feedback from the top leadership. So whoever your upline is, if they're probably a 25, 50K, or above, you probably want to let them know like what you want, and we'll take some surveys and stuff. But for sure.
Just to clarify again, right now everybody in here has joined for free, and you can still join for free if you're a guest. But starting November 7th, from November 7th, you will have 14 days to activate your position. To activate that free position means buying one of the memberships or the packages, which is going to lock in your position. If you do not do that within 14 days, you will lose that position that you currently have. Explain the rank cycle is a question that we're being asked, which is going to be every week. Okay, so the rank cycle goes from Thursday night. It closes out at Thursday night, 11:59 and 59 seconds on a Thursday night, and then begins again Friday morning until Thursday night. And so it's a week-to-week close. How old do you have to be to join? 18, I believe, is the age.
Yeah, we had a question about 1K versus 5K on the residual. Actually, they're not the same. The one that on the 1K on the chart that I showed, that's your first order bonuses plus your fast start. That's what makes you that 653. Okay. But 5K, you're making all that's residual. None of that is personal bonuses or anything. So it's very different. At 1K, your residual is only like $21. Okay, so that's just extra bonuses added in there. So once again, everyone look at the asterisk and what it means. And we have what it means below the chart because some of these numbers we're combining things or certain numbers include certain things. So just want to make sure you know that. What's next?
Okay. For the spillover that goes under me, will I still get and count the CV, not personal enrollment? Spillover counts towards binary, not rank. So your spillover will count towards your binary pay, but not your rank. But your rank will determine how much your binary pay percentage is.
Yeah, can I show something real quick?
Yep.
Let me just show. I'm going to switch to a different
And just
camera.
while you're setting that up, yes, we still have the holding tank. Just keep in mind, thank you for bringing that up, Daddy Cruz. The holding tank has been moved to 7 days. And so we now have 7 days to move people outside of your holding tank. It's no longer 48 hours. So you have a little bit more time to determine whether you're going to place people on your bottom left or your bottom right of your organization once they enroll.
All right. Okay. So can you hear me, Micaiah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So real quick, just to kind of answer your question, everybody, about the binary. See, what happens here is as you're building your team, the way a binary works is you have a left team and a right team. And after you put your first two people in, you have to put your third person underneath this person, your fourth person underneath that person, your fifth person underneath that person, your sixth person underneath that person. There is no third or fourth or fifth leg in a binary. Okay, now you can have 10 enrollment legs, 20 enrollment legs, but in the binary, they're only in 2 legs. Okay, now because you had to put these 2 people right here, that counts as spillover for this person. Okay, so in your situation, there might be somebody above you that has placed some people below you. Call that a gift, okay? And let's say that team exploded to 100 people or 1,000 people. All that volume counts for you on that left side, okay? You've got to go build the inside leg, Okay. You've got to go build the other side of that. And so some people, what's funny is they focus on what they don't have versus what they do have. Right. And so the thing is it's not about what you don't have. You have a leg that you got given in a binary. So you get paid 10% or 15% of the lesser leg. And so think about that as a major gift. Right. So yes, that's why coming in is so key right now. Free launch is so key right now for the next 6, 7 days, because some of you could get 4, 8, 16, 32, 60. It's like could double, triple, 10x your team in the next 6 days. And then when everybody activates, you just now taking care of all of your Christmas bills. And then you paid off all your credit cards for Christmas, right? You don't even need to use your credit cards for Christmas. So it's what you do in the next 6 days that's going to determine the activation numbers on your team. That's why we're showing all this right now. And we're also going to ramp up the presentations and making sure we got to make sure that you're giving the best opportunity to expose people as fast as possible. We have those 3 video funnels that each and every one of you have on your dreamtripslaunch.com/whatever funnel link. You can send people there 24/7 all the time. And then we have the nightly Zooms as well. So go ahead, Micaiah.
Awesome. Yes. And your monthly Dream Trips membership subscription, you are getting Dream Trips loyalty points for that, not travel dollars. Travel dollars are accumulated based off of your rank. Okay. So the difference is you're getting Dream Trip points for your monthly fees and your one-time enrollment. Your travel dollars you're getting based off of your rank. Okay. What happens if you're not placing people in your holding tank? Do they get placed in the system? If you're not placing people in your holding tank, they will get placed to the preference that you have it set on. And so you can go to placement suite inside of your back office. And if it's not placed on the holding tank, that means it's placed on either the left or the right side. So whatever your preference is placed on is where your people will go. And if you want that to change, you'll need to just go and change your preference there.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer something real quick, and this is more of a leadership mindset, guys. Is on the get 4, pay no more. If you're 4, get their 4, you've got to get another 4, okay? Because they're not paying. You have to have 4 people paying to make sure you're not paying, right? But think about the mindset for a second. I would pay for this membership if there wasn't a get 4, pay no more. Why? Because I'm saving money on travel. Number 2, I'm saving money on my tax benefits. We didn't even get into that. We'll get into that later on in another training. But just being in a home-based business is going to save me $8,000 to $12,000 a year. Okay, that's way more savings than my membership, right? And then plus I get the founders membership, founders Dream Trip every single year. So I'm getting that too, right? So and I also am getting Dream Trip points every single month stacking up. So I just want you guys to know as a mindset, okay, that get 4, pay no more is a gift from the company. But I would pay, and you should see it in your mind as value, that you would pay for the membership whether it was waived or not. Because that's the belief level. The higher your belief level is, the more effective you're going to be, and you're going to influence more people, and you're going to have a successful team, right? But it's the people that, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying I've seen it. We've all seen it. The people that are like, well, we don't like monthly fees, so we're just going to waive our fees and all this stuff. And it's fine. Yeah, nobody likes to pay monthly fees, but I gladly pay things that I value, right? That's why we pay $1,000 for an iPhone. Right? Or we pay for DoorDash that's overcharged, right? Which are just, so it's just, that's the kind of stuff that I just want you to know from a leadership mindset standpoint. There's travel clubs out there that people pay tens of thousands of dollars. They don't have near the value that we already have. Okay. I just wanted to make that point.
Hey, I'm just gonna chime in too. A lot of people asking like, how do they use their commissions? There'll be a couple things. One, we use a company called Pay Quicker. It has a lot of options. They do have the ability to transfer via ACH. So like if you're saying, hey, I just want to transfer it to my bank account, you'll do that through our payment solution. In addition to that, you'll have a virtual card, and you can also apply and request for a physical card. At some point, we'll do an awesome branded Dream Trips card, which we plan on doing. So you'll be able to do it virtually, be able to transfer. So there's a lot of options of how you can transfer your money in and out. And also, I'm not sure if it'll be day one, it'll be pretty fast follow. We're going to accept payment in crypto. So you can literally pay for your enrollment fee in crypto, and you'll be able to pay your monthly membership in crypto. The only thing with monthly membership in crypto is there's no auto ship. So you have to go, it'll remind you have 7 days to pay, like every time you go in your back office. But we've thought about like how every way we could pay commissions and take payment, everything that we can think of. So like literally it's going to go in phases. We're going to open up more and more and more payment gateways and the ability to pay. And that just helps with international business. If you're in the US, you're thinking, what's the big deal? If you're in Europe, you're thinking, what's the big deal? But when you try to go across borders, some credit cards don't use, you get fraud alerts, you get all this stuff. So we're thinking about all of that stuff, multiple ways to be able to take payment. Also,
that's really good. One thing, Mark, I
yeah.
wanted to share is the mindset of activation. Everybody, you want to activate immediately next Friday. Here's why. As you activate, you're going to start to see the volume populate in your tree, in your commissions, in your, all that stuff is piling up. And when the speed of the pack of the speed of the leader. So when you activate on Friday, you're going to see how the dashboard lights up, and you want everybody seeing their dashboard light up. You follow what I'm saying? And so you don't want to wait on anything other than activate as fast as possible and then help other people do the same thing. So you're not waiting last minute and then all of a sudden you're purged out of the system. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure the urgency, and we'll stress it, we'll train on it, we'll talk about it more, but that's super, super important. Mark?
Yeah, I see a lot of questions in there like, why should I activate day one and not 14 days later? It's like, well, I don't know how to answer that question. Like people are busting down the door trying to send us their payments, right? So it's like, if you waited this long and you got a team, I wouldn't be waiting. If money's an issue and a budget is an issue, I would literally save like crazy, still build, right? Even if you're not activated, your whole entire team can be building. And then maybe 5 days later, you have the money to be able to activate your spot. I saw that question in there as well. But you want to activate instantly because the excitement and everything that's going on, you want to get your team going. You want to get in that first pay cycle. Also, I see we'll be using Klarna and Afterpay for DreamTrips again. That stuff already works. So like basically for travel, what you would do is if you use like one of the payment apps like Klarna or Zelle or some of these other apps that allow you to borrow money, it's based on your own personal credit. If you download Klarna, it'll tell you like when you're going to go buy something from DreamTrips, you type in dreamtrips.com and it's been approved before, and you'll literally be able to buy your trip through Klarna. So there's a couple of payment apps that allow you can't use those apps to enroll people. You can use it to buy travel. Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that. And then an update on the Founders, like how does Founders work? Founders works like this. Once you've paid a Founders membership for 12 consecutive months, you cannot miss. There is no grace period on this. Okay, like someone, in the past, people have like not paid for 2 months and then ask for a favor and come back, and then that same person doesn't pay for 3 months. That stuff is gone. That's not good business. It messes with the loyalty points. It messes with all the rewards and everything. And so we're going to be really strict on payments, just like anything else in your life. You miss your insurance your car insurance payment, and you get into an accident, you're not covered. Okay, so it's really important that we stay on that. So it's 12 consecutive months for Founders, and then basically every 12 months you'll be issued something like, we'll call it a Founders token, and then you'll be able to use that on a Founders trip. The first Founders trip is probably going to be around June, July of the following year. Not obviously, because it's got to have we have a 12-month period for everybody. And one of the things about our program that's different is we don't have one trip a year. All these other companies that try to do this, they have one trip a year. So everybody waits, no matter when you signed up, and you may be a member for 9 more months to wait for the one trip a year they have. What if you don't like it? What if it's like, hey, I don't want to go to wherever, right? Then you wait a whole nother year to see what the next trip is. Okay, ours is different because we're DreamTrips, right? We're going to launch a first Founders trip. A couple months later, there'll be another one, and then we'll start moving Founders trips all around the world and balance some options. Okay, you're not going to have one a month or something like that, but I can see us having probably 2 to 4 Founders trips a year. Ultimately, it'd be great to have once a quarter to be able to do that. Okay, now I'm going to question. So it should be written in the slides like get 4 and get your money back, invest back, because get 4, pay no more. Okay, there's 2 programs. Fast Start is only for reps. Okay, it's only for brand ambassadors. Fast Start. Okay, so enroll 4 if you're a rep, right? a brand ambassador, enroll 4 people, but you're a pack or higher, you fast start qualify. Well, you'll also get 4 pay no more because you enrolled 4 people. Okay, as a member, you can't get a fast start bonus, right? You're not a rep. You can get 4 pay no more and earn your membership for free. So they're 2 separate programs.
Is there a grace period for a person? Let's say that their card, expired and their membership didn't run. I know we have those in the details, Mark, as well with the comp plan.
Yeah, there'll be a grace period, but the grace period isn't 3 months, right? So it's going to be a reasonable grace period. We're also going to be notifying that customer via email. We're going to be notifying the customer via text message. We're going to be notifying that customer when they sign in. So there's not going to be a way that customer doesn't know that their membership is at risk. So we're going to do a good job of doing that. And also, it's important to know that if you go inactive, okay, 7 to 14 days later, okay, we're tweaking that a little bit right now, your volume flushes. So if you go inactive, like the last company I was a part of, in 7 days, if you weren't active, all your volume you had flushed, okay? So like in the past, some companies, probably do this too often, right? They don't flush the volume and then 6 months later, someone becomes active again and they still have all the same volume. That won't happen here. That shouldn't happen in any company. It's a massive liability. And it's really bad business practices, right? So like we're allowing people like, hey, if you go inactive, you've got 7 days, it may be 14 days, we haven't decided, to get active again, to keep your volume, what's called your carry forward volume. And if not, it flushes. When it flushes, it flushes. We won't be rebuilding, those volume tanks. So we're going to be really strict about that in a good way, because then it's a nice, clean business.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, don't freak out at the word flush. Nobody likes to hear that word. Our compensation plan, we don't flush every week. We don't flush every month. We don't do any of that. But when you go inactive, like Mark just said, I just want to let you know that's when we flush, because that's liability on the books, and you want your company to be healthy, because that allows us to stay in business for 50 plus years. You know what I mean? So go ahead, Mark.
Awesome. I'm just seeing some feedback. And by the way, we're translating in, I think, almost 50 languages right now. So this is a new feature we've just installed in our corporate Zoom account. And so literally we have about 50 languages that are subtitled in the caption. So if you think like, man, I know someone in France, but most of their contacts speak French, how am I going to build a community there? Very simply, all of our stuff is translated now because of technology. So I just want to let everybody kind of know about that. I'm good at, that's all I had, Jefferson.
Okay, go ahead, Micaiah. You see any other questions?
Yeah, just about upgrades. Yes, you'll be able to upgrade if you start off as a business pack and you want to become a founders member. Just know your 12-month founders window starts when you upgrade. So if you are a business member for 3 months and then you upgrade to founders, the moment you upgrade, that's when your 12-month begins. You don't get to count the 3 months that you were a business member towards your free founders trip.
Yeah, so
I think
guys,
a lot of people are worried
if you refer
about
4 and you don't pay anymore,
Yeah.
and you're a founder, you still get your free founders trip as long as that you like. Once again, within those rules, you're good to go. And here's the thing: if you're building the business, you're going to have way more than 4 personals. So you have 16, 32 personals, and 4 of them, they get their 4. Then you still got another 12 people that are still paying, right? Does that make sense? So you're still fine on all that.
Okay. Yep. You answered it. I see a lot of questions on that.
So in essence, guys, if you, in a perfect world, you maintain 4 paying people, even though other people keep on paying, they've got their fees waived or whatever. As long as you got 4 paying people out of all the personals you've got for the rest of your life as you build this business, you're getting Dream Trip points every month. You're getting a free founders member Dream Trip every single year. Every year. So it's like we're paying you to go. Like, once again, you're not paying your membership anymore, but we're giving you points every month and we're giving you a trip every year. So it's like we're paying you to be a brand ambassador. Like you're getting paid to travel. That's what I love about this program. And it's just very powerful, guys.
Yeah, I'm actually looking, I'm just looking at my chart over here to just kind of give you guys, an idea. I'm actually going to do this real quick, Jefferson. Got got some of my secret stuff here. I gotta turn the other way, but I'll stand in front of it. Okay. Here's what's awesome about this. This is our calendar. Some of the leaders have seen me map this out. This is a 1-year calendar right here. Okay, of where we're going on trips. So I'm going to kind of give you an idea. It's a solid 1 year. And so let's just talk real quickly about what this looks like. Okay, we got a cruise coming up in January. Guys, we're still booking. We had 9 cabins just yesterday. Okay, so we're still booking. We're booking as many as we possibly can. Get your cruise form in. Get on the cruise. We've now hit over 250 people. Okay, but check this out. We got a cruise in January. We got Playa del Carmen, Mexico 5s in February. Okay, we've got a Europe event most likely in Rome in March. We have potentially a Thailand event in April and a Las Vegas supercar driving trip. Okay, in May we have Mother's Day, Gaylord Opryland, Texas, one of the awesomest hotels ever. Okay, June, we have an incentive trip. Won't tell you where that's at. It's bad to the bone. Okay, September we have Disneyland Anaheim. Okay, October we have Transylvania, Romania for Halloween, actual at the Count Dracula castles. We get the Bren Castle, the Corbin Castle, 4 different castle tours we're going to be doing there. Okay, I'm not done. I'm also adding a Bourbon Street, like our own private Mardi Gras type party with our own private parade. Okay, this is just the beginning. We also have a bottle school trip that we're looking to plan. That's a volunteer trip. And that's just the beginning for other parts around the world. Like, for example, I know we've got a big Israel team right now. We've been on the phone kind of planning out that out of their world. We're going to have in Israel trips, like probably like, let's say about 6 or 7 in a 12-month period that are just within Israel. We're going to have Holy Land trips that are Dead Sea Holy Land trips that are for foreigners to come into Israel for that whole region. We're going to have Jordan, Egypt, Cyprus. I mean, we're expanding that whole region as well. I saw some people ask about South Africa, right? We have Victoria Falls, we have Cape Town, we have some just in the continent of Africa. We're starting to put in. We don't build trips before members come. Okay, so and I think this is super important for everybody to know. We're in pre-launch. Okay, so just think about it. We already look better in free launch than most 10-year-old companies. In free launch, we'll look better than most straight up just forward running companies right now. But it still is pre-launch for us. So first day of pre-launch isn't all the trips that we're going to do, right? I mean, there'll be 40, 50 trips in that portal, right? DreamTrips. But we're going to be adding trips on we'll get in a rhythm where we're adding about 2 to 4 trips a week, live dream trips in that portal. So just understand, day one, if you go, oh man, where's the ballooning in New Mexico? Or where's the zip lining in Dubai? How come they don't have that? We will add all those trips. We're pre-launch. So you have to realize day one, we're going to look 1,000% better than day one of Dream Trips. I remember Shush and Attila told me when Dream Trips originally launched in Europe, they didn't have any trips in Europe, 0. They didn't have a trip for 8 months. Their first trip was 8 months after they launched. We're going to launch with 50 trips, okay? And we're going to be adding and adding and adding and adding. We've just brought on more staff. We just brought on more travel people. We just brought on more trip builders. Like, you know, we're bringing on more hosts. And so it's going to be pretty amazing. And I'm giving you a sneak peek on what is being built. That you'll see some of this in the portal when you go in, but some of it will come very fast fall. So we're spreading family, adventure, supercar, lazy on the beach, spa in a foreign country. We're spreading it. Disney so the kids can go. So there's a methodology. Yeah, you may say, oh, really? I really always wanted to go to this spot and they don't have it. It's like, well, you know, if enough people want to go to that spot, that trip will eventually appear in the portal. So I just want to give you guys an idea of like how well we're mapping out that 18 months, because as a company, every 4 months in every region, we as a corporate team are going to be driving a trip. Jefferson and Micaiah are going to be crisscrossing the globe, and they're going to be on these trips every 4 months in all these regions. So it is going to be an unbelievable rhythm. And also it's why we are offering the Travel Dollar program like we are, is we're a travel company. We're going to pack this thing out with travel. So anyways, Jefferson, I just want to give them a little sneak peek of some of those trips.
No, that's great. Let's wrap it up, guys. Micaiah, any other, it was getting a little, the good thing is we got repetitive questions, but let's wrap it up here, bud. Go ahead,
it's pretty repetitive. We've answered most all of the questions, a lot of the same questions coming in. We'll definitely encourage you to, number one, we will make an announcement once this is available in the back office. spend your C activity reading the booklet, not A activity. What do I mean by that? Is in the middle of the day, you don't want to be reading the booklet. Why? Because in the middle of the day, we should be doing A activity, things that are going to help build your business, things that are going to help you start November 7th strong. Spend your C activity early morning, late nights, open up the booklet, read through it. Every question that we have received in the chat so far, the answer is in the booklet. Okay, so trust what the booklet says. Go by what the booklet says, and everything is in there. We'll have that uploaded. Trust that. Okay, there's been a lot of sweat equity going into that, a lot of details going into that book there. And so, again, just I want to answer this question again. November 7th is the first day you will have the opportunity to activate and lock in your spot. If you do not do that, 14 days later, after November 17th, you will lose your position. Okay, so we just want to be full transparency.
And your team, right, Micaiah? All
and
the
your
people
team.
underneath you.
Yeah, you have some of you have a big team. So make sure you go and you activate those positions. And so listen, we're just excited. Mark Jefferson, any last minute things you want to share?
I actually do. It's a big one because some people may be thinking this in their head, right? So like in our comp plan, we have weekly caps. Like in other words, on the binary pay only, there is a maximum that you can earn at each rank. So rank advancing allows you to earn more in binary pay each week. So there's some questions on weekly caps. Okay, here's what I'm here to tell you. Okay, now for those of you that have never been in events like this part may not make sense. For those of you that have, hopefully you see that we're giving you good graces. Okay, so because we've been building up all this volume, if everybody put all their volume in week one, you would blow out the cap. In other words, you would be capped. We're going to release the cap. Okay, we're going to release the cap at least the first 2 weeks. Okay, so that don't even worry about that. Literally rip the Band-Aid off, put all your people in. You're not going to be capped. Okay, so that's just we're gonna at least do that for the very first 2 weeks and then probably turn it back on. It's kind of a safety feature, but like we're making a big sacrifice as a company to do that because obviously it puts us at risk. It is a calculated risk, but we know we're going to pay out more money in that period of time, but you did the work, okay, and we're okay with that, but we want to make sure don't hold your applications, don't wait and try to put a few in the first week and a few in the second week, because here's what's going to happen. You're not going to rank advance the way you want to. Your first 30-day story in this business is everything. What rank you hit, how much, how fast. Here's what people want to know. Hey, how's it working out? How much, how fast? Hey, okay, great. Heard about your new business. How much, how fast? Oh, you went on this trip. That's awesome. And you got this discount portal. How much, how fast? That is what people want to know. And so I've always been taught your first 30-day story, you can use for the rest of your life. A year from now, they can say, man, how's this thing worked out? All I know in my first 30 days, I hit a great position. I started getting $200 a month in travel dollars. I started averaging $800, $900 a month in my first 30 days, and it hasn't been that low since. Your first 30-day story is critical. So compress all the time frames. The only thing people should be thinking right now is I'm taking November 7th off of work. I'm getting a babysitter for the kids on the weekend. I'm putting my kids with my parents, right? I'm calling in slick on Monday. Calling in slick means you're not really sick, but you're calling in sick. It's called calling in slick. Because if I were you, I'd be sitting there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'd have a 4-day window where I actually activate my entire organization. Okay, because look, 14 days is a long time, but if it's not if you wait 10 to get going. 14 days is plenty if you start day one. But if you wait till day 10 or 11, like, oh, my people aren't activating, you're about to lose those people in your tree. Okay, there's just like literally, you got to take it. We've given so much notice of how we're going to do this. We did the free period, lots of notice to let you know about November 7th. So just trust us on this. That 4-day period, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you're going to want to go crazy with this thing and activate. Like I'm going to say something that might even sound a little crazy. Like on Friday, November 7th, I'm not worried about signing up a brand new customer that day. I'm worried about activating the people I already have. Because by Monday, I want my team to go out there and do what? New enrollments. Boom. I want to get the machine going. Okay. So with that, throw it back to you, Micaiah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And then also we will be now more than ever. Okay. You want to be plugged into our Telegram group because we are going to be having a video come out shortly you've been hearing us say you're going to want to activate, you're going to want to activate, you're going to want to activate. And some of you on the back end are saying, okay, well, how am I going to activate? I'm going to be sending out a video showing you exactly where to go to activate after you've logged into your back office, but you're going to need to be in Telegram in order to do that. And so I'm going to drop the Telegram link here. If you are not currently inside of our Telegram page, make sure you go and do that and stay active for our communication. And Jefferson, is there anything you want to say? You want me to close it out?
That's it, man. Great job, everybody. Great job, Mark Mackay, the whole staff, everybody,
Okay,
the design
so
team.
with that, I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to send it inside of here.
Awesome.
There is the Telegram group. Oh, you're back. All right, we good?
Yeah,
I'm feeling
we're
like
good to go,
Jefferson
man.
needs to put his
Hey, great
video
job,
back on so
everybody.
we can-
Let's go rip this thing, guys.
We need DJ Jazzy Jefferson to put our video on that we start these calls with. I don't know if everybody's like us. We have our cameras off. We're all like jamming before these calls. And guys, I tell you what, you know, I've been around 22 years. Jefferson's been around the same in this industry. Micaiah, decade and a half. And I'm just telling you, we know a lot about this industry, and you don't see what we just launched. I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be so many people trying to poke holes in our plan. Oh, there's no way they can do this. Oh, that. They're not really going to have a founder's trip. Get ready for it, because dogs don't bark at parked cars, and this baby is running on a racetrack. So with that, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's crush this weekend, continue with free enrollment, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care,
Bye, guys.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.